Hey, welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Cancer. Know that energy is fluid. Roles can be reversed. Just flip it, switch it, twist it. Never force anything. Take what you need, leave the rest. Okay. And if you're new to the channel, if you want to know anything of any relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. You could also find my website link. You can find my Patreon link. You can find my other YouTube links. All that good stuff you can find in the description box. Now, if you like this video, you resonate with this video, give me a like. It helps the channel grow. I appreciate it. It's also good karma. And if you resonate with this video and you want to win a free reading with me, all you need to do is like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the magic word in the comment bar. And the comment bar is going to be forgiveness. That seems like a good theme. I've been using that word the past couple of weeks, possibly because a lot of people feel like they're in this weird energy. And this weird energy is because we're in spiritual times right now. And spiritual times are ones that are not seen, but ones that create a lot of internal turbulence. And it's usually anything that needs to be healed is trying to emerge so that we can look at it. And what better things that need to be cleared is when we hold animosity or anger towards someone. So possibly that might be a theme that comes out in this reading. It may not, but again, if you want to win a free reading with me, you need to do those 3 things to automatically enter into winning. And you'll know if you won if I write the word winner underneath your comment. Okay, so you're going to write the word forgiveness in your comment and whatever else. Again, I love it when you guys are interactive. So tell me whether you resonate with the video. Tell me whether you resonate with what character and why. I love it when you do. And without further ado, we're going to jump right on in. Okay, Cancers. Now, again, you may not be Cancer. If you wind up falling on this and listening to this, then this message, it was meant for you as well. So you have the Phoenix in the background. Oh, look at this. I didn't even twist that, as you can see, right? And I can see the Phoenix, right? The Phoenix is always when we crash and burn, and then we rise from the ashes. And this was just, like I said, I could be talking about something of forgiveness, might not. Now that just happened to be turned over. I just thought that that was funny because I didn't pull it. So we're going to put it back, but I just thought that that was, because I said it could be a theme about forgiveness. I don't know. And spirit usually tries to do that. You know, isn't it funny? Like when we're like, nah, maybe it's not. And then you keep seeing the same type of messages, especially if you don't like the answer. You're like, no, let me not see. Self-obsessed. Obsession. Self-obsession. Promethean style. Aggressive. Looking at the spiritual energies first. Distracted. Looking at the spiritual submissive. But looking at the spiritual energy first, because that always determines why a person is doing what they're doing. And because this is the Psychic Soul Healer channel, I look at what needs to be healed. I look at what doesn't just need to be healed, but what will change, what's blocked because of what needs to be healed, and once you heal it, what the outcome can be and what your person will do, whether that your person will heal themselves or whether or not they won't, whether you'll heal yourself or whether you won't. We look at the spiritual energy first. Spiritual is the psychological and the emotional. It's again, we're energetic beings. So your energy is made up of your thoughts and your emotions. And when energy isn't moving, like because energy is supposed to move and work through us, what happens is that we hold stress and tension in the body when our energy is not moving. So you really are consciousness in physical form. You look like a person, but your consciousness is really your spiritual energy. Your character is what reflects your consciousness. And so a person's behaviorisms and their habits are based on what they think about themselves and what they think about the world, and about, a lot of times, unfortunately, what determines those things are experiences that were traumatic, or situations that were painful, situations that tend to keep us stuck in a limited perception about ourselves and the world around us. The problem is behaviorisms are in alignment with that. And so they play out as karmic themes. So that's why we always look at the spiritual energy first. So the spiritual energy right now, this is someone's, like, if you're connected to someone, you're in separation right now, they're distracted, but understand they're self-obsessed with themselves, and they have a lot of anger. Again, they have a lot of anger, and there's a lot of tumultuous energy around your person. I feel like you're connected, Cancer, to somebody that's not, feels like they're very far away. If they're not far away physically, they are emotionally and in the mind far away. That you are always on their mind, but you are in the back of their mind right now. So if you're tapping into them and you're not really feeling them, it's because they're caught up in themselves, and they're caught up in themselves because they are actually being controlled by someone else. They're being actually acting submissive towards someone that's very aggressive towards them. So the connection that they have with you, Promethean fire, is like passion that they have with you. You don't really feel the connection. It's like they're distracted, and that's what you're feeling. So if you're feeling that they're in a connection with someone, that it's a love affair, this is not the energy. This is energy that they're nervous. They have a lot of anxiety, and it's because they're around someone that they don't trust. I feel like they're connected to a karmic, and that karmic, I don't know if it's a karmic soulmate or if it's just a karmic soul family member, and maybe not a relationship. This could be business, but your person is very self-obsessed right now, and it's because they're again fearful. That's the energy right now. So you're in separation and gaslighting, and I feel like they didn't let you get close to them. I feel like this person acts very immature. They're not used to being with someone on your level, and so what they do is they gaslight. Your person, in actuality, the person that you're connected to or who's thinking of you, again, is very self-obsessed with themselves because I feel like it wasn't just one area in their life. I feel like they lived from their ego. So they lied to everyone. They gaslighted everyone. So I feel like they had a business, they gaslighted the people in their business. They if they were attached to anyone, they lied to those people. Whoever your person was connected to, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if they dated them, it doesn't matter if they were work people, it doesn't matter. It's that they like are a compulsive liar. And they, I feel like they're that way because they don't feel good about themselves. I feel like they try to please everyone. They try to be submissive to everyone and trying to be liked. But the problem is that in that you don't please anyone. And so I feel like your person's like the house of cards that they built is all coming down because nothing about them is really who they say that they are, if that makes sense. They may come across as someone that's very has their life together, that they made a lot of money, they have a successful business. Well, guess what? The business is falling apart. They were in business with people that didn't really respect them and vice versa. But I think that your person thought on some level that they could respect them and like them. So your person is really self-absorbed in themselves to the point that this entire reading is about them. You're not on here at all, except for the fact that they're distracted and that from their passion right now. That's the only thing. That right now everything's about them, everything's about what they're going through within work, within their connections, within their life. And that happens a lot of times when we go through a dark night of the soul. We go through a dark night of the soul because things in our life are not working. Well, I think that things in this person's life are not working, and I feel it within their job. I feel it within all their relationships that were connected to that job. And if they were connected to a karmic at one point that had shares within their job, it's everything was a lie. Everything is a sham, that like, and it's all coming out now. So this person that you're connected to or that you're thinking about, unless it's you, Cancer, but I'm not feeling like it's you, I'm feeling like it's the person that I'm saying is like, the whole life is falling apart. Whatever is not real is falling apart. So when you see this person again, I don't really feel like you're going to recognize them. You're not going to recognize them, number one, from the fact that they had a big ego and they were, thought who they were at one point. I feel like this person's coming back humble. I feel like, wait, if you see this person again, you're not going to recognize them because they're going to look like they aged or that they gained weight or that they were in some kind of stress. You're going to know that the person that you're connected to is going through it, like, or went through it. If they come back after, they come back before, but you are showing up as their passion. So I am assuming that they're coming back. We'll see, but that's what I'm picking up on right now. Like, you're on the back burner, but you're not on the back burner because of another person, if that's what you were thinking. Like maybe you thought, because I can see that when you tap in to them, you're not feeling like they're around energetically. We can feel when our soulmate is around. We can feel when our person's around. And we can also feel when they're not around. And so right now, your person is still around you, but they are like, if they're thinking about you very, very early in the morning before they go to work. They're thinking about you as they're drifting off to sleep. They're not like during the day. I feel like they're very consumed. That's a spiritual energy. Let's see what's going on with how they feel and what happened and all that fun stuff. Because I feel like you're in separation, but I don't know if you're in separation because of what this person's going through. I don't know whether you're in separation because they played games, but I'm assuming that they played games with you too, because as I just said, anyone that they were attached to, they lied, they gaslighted because they were trying to please everyone. Jealous and possessive. I'm feeling like also like your person is a yeah, our story isn't over, which I knew. But the jealous and possessiveness, I feel like your person is doesn't feel good about themselves because again, not even because of you or because of their business, but because they lie to everybody. So they don't have a good sense of self. And again, now their business isn't doing well. And everyone that was connected to them in their business. And I feel like part of that is those people are or that they're dealing with are jealous and possessive. But I also feel like your person is jealous and possessive. And so there's a sense that I was feeling like they expected you to chase them. They expected you to be affected, I feel like, by their absence more, maybe to ask them what was going on with them. I feel like your person is very prideful and I want to work things out. So it's again, they want to work things out, but I also feel like because there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of chemistry, but I feel like they have a lot of karma, a lot of karma. And when they come back to you, I don't really feel like they're going to be done with whatever they're going through right now. I pulled away because I am overwhelmed with all of the things going on in my life. And that is what I'm telling you. That's exactly what I'm telling you. Like that person is like, they gaslight, they lied, they owned a business with a bunch of people. I feel like they didn't do things right with taxes. I feel like that they cut every corner that they could. I feel like they lied sometimes about how much money. I feel like they're attached to relationships that really they've outgrown a long time ago. I also feel like there was always jealousy within the business because not everybody owns the same amount of shares. And not everybody has the same amount of control, and everybody that is connected to your person's business, they all want control, and now your person doesn't really feel safe in their business, and now they're in a very weak state. So they're also are feeling very jealous and possessive, not just of their business, but when it comes to you, I feel as if there's been a lot of time that they pulled away. I think that when they pulled away, they didn't expect for whatever they were going through to unfold the way that it has. I feel like they thought that there were problems, but then once they got in there, then they saw there were really big problems, and then there was a lot of karmic situations going on. It wasn't just the bad things, like the shady business dealings and workings, but it was the relationships between them, and then how those are playing out, that there's a lot of karma here. And because there's been a lot of time of separation, your person is getting nervous, like where they feel like you're going to meet someone else. They feel as if they're starting to get possessive over you, though they're not together with you. So there's a sense of things were not explained. They did not feel comfortable in explaining everything that was going on. This would be very embarrassing because I feel like this shows the type of character that they had. Like it said, the person that you're connected to, the person that you're thinking about, though we're tuning in, if this is not you, does not have a strong sense of self. They did well in business, obviously, but not good enough in the fact that they can get away with all the underhanding dealings that they had. But I feel like half of whatever went on wouldn't have been as bad if who was working with them didn't all turn on each other. And they all turned on each other because I feel as if your person wanted to get out of their business, wanted to move on with their life, wanted to do other things, and they were too wrapped up. They couldn't get away. And so it's like almost like somebody had something on your person. And I don't know whether that was taxes. I don't know whether that was some shady stuff that went on in the business where they kind of felt as if they had to stay wrapped up in this business, but they're like in the company that they work for. But it just shows that like whatever that is within their life, it's that's the worst, their business, but every person that's attached to them that once gave them the support, once maybe they considered their family if they weren't family, feel like they're extended family, but gave this person the support and identity of who they believe that they once were. Everything is crumbling. So they didn't want you to actually see that. I don't know what I want. I feel like when they come back, they're going to give off that vibe because right now they do want, there's passion there. But being that I feel like a lot of people have stabbed your person in the back, there's a sense that they want a relationship, but they also are afraid of a relationship, is what I'm feeling. And that's normal after like you've been around people that have hurt you, that have stabbed you in the back, especially people that you considered as family. I dive in and out of relationships, so I feel like your person is used to going in and out of relationships. And I feel like that's part of the gaslighting too. I feel like the way that they were in the past was very, very shady. And so they don't really know what they want because they're also used to diving in and out of relationships. So what this is showing is the person that you're connected to, you might have met them and thought that they had their life together because of what it looked like on the outside. And what this is showing is whatever they're showing you, if they're showing you that they're happy and that life is doing well, they're hiding it. None of it's true. As their whole life, their whole existence is pretty much collapsing. Their business is collapsing. Their relationships are collapsing. Anything that's really not of them is rearing its ugly head. And that's the spiritual times that we're living in right now. In order for us to evolve into higher states of consciousness and really heal our shadow, we have to go through tower moments. And what happens is that we go through karmic experiences. And when we don't learn from these karmic experiences by integrating the spiritual lessons, by grounding and doing something different, usually something that's going to honor us, something that's going to be of a higher consciousness, of higher moral conduct, something that makes us do the honorable thing, something that's usually the harder thing to do as well, is the only thing that gets us out of a dark night of the soul, is the only thing. And really, this is like the perfect reading for this backdrop because, you know, like your person is like their entire life is crashing and burning. And so they're looking at their life and they're saying, wait a minute, it's not just work was shady and these relationships, like who the heck am I around? I don't even resonate with these people that I'm running a business with, and that I'm like, who am I almost? And then your person finally looks at, you know, their relationships and meaning their intimate relationships, and what they see is, I don't really have. Have never been in a real serious relationship. So here it is, whatever they have with you, they've never been with someone of your high caliber. They've never been, they're used to diving in and out of relationships. I don't believe that that you allowed them to do that. I haven't asked, but you haven't shown up here at all, which means that you have not been interactive, Cancer, with them, because possibly because you knew, hey, you're like in and out and you're non-committal, like you saw that. And so you're not even in this equation. This reading is about this person and their life and how their life is crumbling. And it actually, they're finally looking at how they treat people as a whole, not just the people that they worked with, that they were trying to please all these people that they worked with that didn't really care about them, that really they're seeing those two people's true feelings about them. They cared about them as long as they were getting paid, as long as they were getting something. And then they're looking at the relationships that they had with other people were like obviously superficial, a lot of, attention on sex and connection, like physical attention, but not on really establishing a real relationship, on building a relationship, one that's emotionally based, obviously, because the person is diving in and out of relationships. So they're actually looking at how they treat everyone as a whole, which is one good thing that actually came out of their life falling apart. I ran away because I felt I couldn't live up to your needs and expectations. So I don't really feel like you were a needy person, but it's expectations, and your person is living shady, and you're not. No, they're not going to be able to live up to your expectations. You want them to come in right. You want them to be right. You don't want them to be living like this. So like because that would be a reflection of you. How they act is going to definitely be a reflection of you. Birds of a feather flock together. So your person before this, what this looks like is they've always had passion. They've always had some sort of feeling, but they never fed this connection. They're in separation from you. They don't want to be in separation from you. They want to build. Do they think that they know? I think in the past they didn't think that they could, and they also didn't want to. There was a sense of, I don't know if I could live up to your level, and also I'm used to diving in and out of relationships. That's what I'm comfortable with because my life is superficial. And so now they're in a place where they're looking at everything, and so they're like, I don't like the way that I'm living, but I don't know it still if I could live up to your expectations. So I don't know what I want, but I know that I'm still thinking about you. So let's see what their hidden truths are. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So again, I feel like they wanted to feed the relationship, but they couldn't because the shit hit the fan. And so they had to make a choice. And so if they're not around you, it's because, again, they're dealing with this. And I feel like they still held you in their heart and they still want to fix it. But I don't think that I feel like when they walked away, they didn't think it was going to be forever at the time. But with everything going on in their life, they knew that they had to make a choice, because if you would have saw that anyway, you wouldn't have stayed. You would have cast judgment. I regret lying to you. Yeah, they just should have just told you straight up front, like everything. So they created a facade of who they wanted you to believe that they are. And that's why they never let you get close. It wasn't because they didn't have feelings. And I think that they always felt that they were gonna fix it. I hid who I really am from you. I can't make this shit up. And that's what I'm saying. They pretended to be someone that they weren't. So, but I feel as if they want to come back and show you the real them. They still have feelings, there's still passion. I think that they don't know whether or not you would take them back. And I'm just going to take one more. Maybe we're too different. That's why we disagree and feel distant from each other. So I don't really feel like that. I feel like that they're talking themselves, like, again, trying to find a way why that this wouldn't work out, but that they feel like, okay, feel distant from each other. It's like not distant, it's like they feel different from you because you have your life together and they don't. And so they need to heal themselves, is what I'm going to say. They're in a place where they have feelings. They would love to pursue this. They're gonna come back. How they come back, I'm not feeling like they're going to come in strong, like, hey, I want to get married. I think that they would come in as more of a friend, more of somebody that's, feeling their way. And it's because they're insecure, and they're insecure because who they pretended that they were was never who they were. So they never were strong, but now they're really not strong because their facade and their mask has fallen off. So when they would be reaching out to you, they would not be the same person as I said to you. And so there's a sense of they see that you're a good person. They see that they still have feelings, but did they damage this with you? Did they damage it to the point that they won't be able to fix it? I'm only going to pull one card because I said that I was done. But I forgot to ask, Cancer, you done with this? Are you done with it? Now, again, this general messages, so everyone's gonna say something different, but when it's, when there's love, when you have a connection to someone, you have a connection to them. I don't know how you feel. So we're gonna just see, how do you feel? The Empress, see, I feel, Cancer, that you're so abundant to begin with, that your life is full, that your life is rich. So you wouldn't really feel as if they would affect you that much. I'm gonna pull just one more because I pulled 3 of Swords. So there's abundance, but there's also like the 3 of Swords, which is painful truths, and 9 of Pentacles. No, I feel like it's, again, like you're in such a good place that even though there was betrayal, even though your person did lie, they didn't really lie because they didn't have feelings. They had feelings. They cared. They never really let you in close. So I don't feel like they ever really lied. I feel like they staged their life to look a certain way so that you would perceive that. So they regret it, but because we end off on the 9 of Pentacles, it's like, I really feel like that you would be open to it. You would be open to talking to them. And if they showed you who they were and you took it slow, then you would definitely give it a chance. Yeah, see, like that, like last one, harmony. Look at that. Peace and harmony, temperance. It's like, it would definitely feel like there's a sense that, again, slow and steady wins the race. If your person comes back incorrect because you're in a good place, but I feel like you can understand how that would happen. Maybe at one time you did that, Cancer. Maybe at one time you liked someone and didn't think that you could get that person unless you perceived that you looked a certain way or were a certain way and staged it. And then, it's embarrassing when it comes out that that's not really who you are. It's like catfish. No one wants to feel like they have to catfish. I feel like people do that because they don't like who they are. And so they try to present something that they feel would be more appealing, or something that, people will like better. And I feel like you get that. So I'm going to leave that there, Cancer. You let me know whether you resonate with this. And if you did, you better leave me a like. Leave me a like, comment, be interactive. I love it when you guys do. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.